Hey everybody, this is Jennifer, and today I made these little black obsidian chip earrings. I will leave a list of all the materials in the description box below. And I believe I got these obsidian chips, I think from Hobby Lobby, but it could have been Michael's, but you can get them a lot of different places. And I got these when I first started making jewelry. And I had never made earrings like this before, so this is my first. So I showed you my creative process. And if you like these little impromptu videos where I'm showing you my creative process, let me know, because I'd be happy to do some more videos like this, because it gives me a chance to learn and talk through what I'm working on. And hopefully you all can kind of learn from my creative process. These earrings were actually really pretty easy to make. The hardest thing was just to get them to be the same length because of the irregular shape of the chips. But I think they turned out well, and I think they'd be a really good seller at like a festival or a fair. You could sell them for $10 or $15, and I think put them on a nice earring card, and I think people would really enjoy these because they're kind of minimalists and they're simple or very organic, and I really enjoyed making these today. So if you don't mind hitting the like button, that really helps my channel out a lot, because YouTube is more likely to share my content with other jewelry makers or people who are wanting to learn how to make jewelry. So that really helps me out, and it helps them out, because then they can see other people's perspectives on making jewelry. And if you like these impromptu videos like this, where I just kind of come up with something and make something, I would be happy to do more videos like this if you enjoyed it. So please let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it, and also hit the like button if you enjoyed it. And feel free to leave comments. I would love to hear from you. I hardly ever hear from you guys, and I would love to hear from you and interact with you. So please leave any questions you have. You can ask me questions about if you want to get to know me, or if you want to know more about jewelry making, or if you have any requests for future jewelry tutorials, leave that in the comment section below. In the description box below, I have a list of all the tools that I've tried out and used over the last several years. And these tools have really lasted me well, and I've been really happy with them. But all the tools listed below are on Amazon, so they're easily accessible. So anyway, have a wonderful day and enjoy the tutorial and watching my creative process and how I work through things and how I work through issues when I come into them, like into any problems with my jewelry. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and just keep watching for the tutorial. Bye. Today I wanted to try something different than anything I've tried before. But I tried making earrings with some of these gemstone chips, because I have a bunch of them, and I put them on bracelets, but I really didn't know what to do with it. And I wanted to put them on some earrings because I thought they'd give kind of a minimalist, organic feel. And before, I tried using these traditional head pins that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I just found them to be really hard to work with. I couldn't get a nice wrapped loop, and it was just difficult to work with. So I'm just going to make my own head pins, and I've actually never done this before. I'm using 20 gauge parawire in the color titanium, and so I'm just going to straighten some wire here. And I'm going to cut 2 links the same length. And I want them to be a decent length, because I want to have room to do a wrapped loop at the top. So I think I'm going to do about like that. That's what, 3.5, 4 inches. So I'm just going to place this wire right against that right there. And I'm going to put it against here. And I didn't really want to have anything dangling down with the wire underneath it, so I was thinking about bending it. So I'm just going to take my Lindstrom fine-tipped round nose pliers, and I like these because you can get a really, really super tight loop on things. And I'm going to take the side that is flat where it cut, and I'm just going to grab it in the very tip of my pliers. And I'm just going to turn it in just until I get a nice little loop. that. And I just want to have just a little bit here. And I'm going to do the same thing to this other piece of wire. And if you like these little impromptu sit-down tutorials where I'm just kind of trying out something new, let me know, because I'd be happy to do more of these. I just wanted to do something a little bit different than what I've been doing. So I'm just twisting it in until I just have a very tight, simple loop on both pieces. Now I'm going to take these and I'm just going to bend this so it's flat and sitting down there, and that'll stop my beads. And I'm going to try using these black obsidian chips, and I want to start out with a little bit bigger piece on the bottom because I want to make sure that loop is covered. And one thing about these chips is I have made bracelets and stuff with them, but they're so irregular and the holes aren't always drilled real well. Like, they are always in different areas that I found them a little bit more difficult to work with. But I just want to make sure that covers that loop, and that's not sitting flat like I would like it, so I'm going to try a different one. I just want to make sure I have a one that goes on really flat at the bottom. So let's try this one and see how it does. But these holes are cut. Some of them are drilled at angles, and I'm not sure I like that one. So let me go on to see if I can find another one that looks more flat. But I want it to be large enough to cover that loop, and that's going in at an angle. And some of these are cut real close to the edge, and I know that they would break easily that way, so I'm avoiding those. So this one looks like it may go in more flat. I'll see. Yeah, that works. So now I'm going to do the same thing to the other one, because I want to make sure I get the flat piece, make sure I get enough flat pieces for the base so they match very closely. So I'm just going to see if I can find another piece that's nice and flat and that goes in. And that one works. Okay, so now I'm just going to start adding gemstone chips and get to the length I want in one earring. And I'm actually not liking how this one is sitting, so I'm going to pick out a different one. Okay, that one works really well. I like that. So I'm just going to start adding some until I get to the length that I want to get to. And of course you can mix these and match these with different types of chips that you have, but I just wanted to do the black obsidian. I didn't want to make too long earrings, but I wanted it to be nice little dangles. And I'm trying to pick pieces that have a hole not too close to the edge, because those pieces will break easier. So I'm trying to avoid that. And I think I want to add about 5 on this one. I'm just trying to look for the ones that look like what I want. So I'm just going to start with that. And I don't like how that top one is sitting, so let me pick a different one. Okay, so I'm going to stick with that right there. And now I'm going to try to match up the length with the other one. And I'm just going to start adding chips in here. And that one, you can see the hole is really close to the edge, so I'm actually going to avoid that one. But we'll start with 5 stones and then see if how they match up to each other, because I want them to be very similar in length. I don't like how that one's sitting on there. I was thinking these would be some earrings that you could sell like at a festival or something, and they wouldn't be real expensive to make, but I think people would really like them. And so I'm just going to keep adding stones. And just make sure I don't get any that have the holes too close to the edge. And that one's going to go on real crooked, so I'm going to try to pick a different piece. One of the hardest things with these is seeing where exactly the hole is. And that one's sitting really, you can see how that one's really sitting crooked, and I don't like that on that. It would work for a bracelet, but not for an earring, in my opinion. So I'm going to see if I can find a kind of thin one for the top, because I don't want to get it too, that one's got a little sharp jagged edge, so I don't want to use that one. So let's see if I can find another thin one, or thinner one. Okay, so now I'm going to check my length and see if I need to change any stones out. And they're very close to the same length. I think I want to change this top stone to one that is a little flatter to make it match a little bit more. So let me see. Let's try this one. There, that lays a little bit flatter. Let's try that for length. Okay, and those are very close to the same length. Okay, so now I'm going to do my wrapped loops, and I'm going to come in and give myself just a tiny bit of room, just a little bit of room to be able to wrap these. I don't want to get too close because I know these things can break if you get too close and put too much pressure on them because they're not super thick. So I'm going to take my 6-step bell making pliers, and I'm going to go on the smallest step right here to make my earring to wrap around. So I'm just going to wrap it around, and I'm just going to pull it around right here. And now that I've got it pulled around, I'm just going to take this and do a few wraps just until I want to make sure that's really close to that. And I'm just going to twist my pliers around just a little bit so I can get to this just a little better. And I'm just going to do a few wrapped loops just until I get to that top stone, which looks like it's going to be about 3 loops. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. And I'm going to cut it as close as I can get. I'm just going to take my needle nose pliers and press that end inwards and fully press down flat to where you can't feel it. And then I'm going to kind of take this and straighten up the loop a little bit. So that's the front of my earring, and I'm just going to make sure I don't feel anything sharp sticking out. So now I'm going to bend this wire. So I'm just going to bend that. And I'm going to put my 6-step bell making pliers in on the smallest step. Make sure I can get in there good. I'm just going to wrap this around with my finger. And I'm going to take my needle nose pliers. I'm just going to pull those around there nice and tight. And I think I want to try to lift it up a little bit. I'm going to hold these. I'm actually going to hold this with my bent nose pliers so I can get in here a little bit better and not have those others getting in my way. So I just want to pull this up and pull these down because I want to be able to get a couple wrapped loops at least, because that way I know it's secure. And it looks like I'm going to be able to get 3 loops. Okay, and now I'm just going to take this wire and I'm just going to trim it off at the very closest that I can get in there. And now I'm just going to press that wire down to where it's flat, but I'm just being careful with the stones because I don't want any of these to break on me, particularly that top one. And that feels good. I'm just going to straighten up my loop. And now I'm going to compare the sizes of these two earrings. I'm trying to get them to where I can see them from the top. And they actually come out really close to the same length. And I do want to press up on this loop and make it try to lie flat with this bottom piece, but I don't want to bend my wire either. I'm just trying to get this to lay a little bit flatter. That's better. And I want to see if I need to do that with this earring. I just grab that loop and just twist it in just to make sure it's more hidden. Okay, so I think I like that. And so now I'm going to take two ear wires. I had these some really cool coated black earrings, or they're kind of a real dark, there's a really dark color, and I thought they would go really well with the obsidian. So I'm just going to take my pliers and I'm just going to open this up. And I'm just going to slide that on there. And then to close these, what I like to do is, first of all, I like to get the little spring and the little bead that's on there. I like to get them pulled away, but I like to press down flat like that. And then if it's still open, and I do this even if it doesn't look open, I like to just gently press them closed like that. So I'm going to do that on the other one so you can see it again. And I'm sure you all know how to close ear wires, but if you don't, this is just some tips that I have. So I'm just going to twist that open a little bit, just enough to get my wires on, and make sure the one part that I want to go forward is going forward. And I just press down like that, flat, and they look like they're pressed closed together, but I'm just going to just be extra sure, and I'm just going to gently press it. Just gently give it just a gentle press. I'm going to check the length again on both of these. Make sure the wire, everything looks straight. And I'm just going to hold the earrings in the same place. And they look like they're very, very close now. And I think I want to kind of take these little wires that are on the bottom. I kind of want to twist this around if I can. I'm going to twist it around so it's sitting better on that stone. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm just going to kind of pull it around. And it kind of makes a little bit tighter loop as well. So I'm just pulling that around to where I want it to lay on that stone. And that's better. Okay. So these are the earrings that we made today. These little organic black obsidian chip earrings. So if you have gemstone chips laying around, you can do stuff like this with them, where you can put them on string, you could put them on you could do a lot of different things with them. But this is my first time really trying this, so I just wanted to put it on video and show you all my process of learning and doing things. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this kind of impromptu, just kind of figuring things out kind of video. That would really help me out in letting me know that you enjoy these kind of videos and I can do more of them. Or if you just want to kind of see my crafting process when I'm making things, I would really be happy to do that. And I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you learned something from it. Please leave a like, that helps my channel out a lot, and we're slowly growing and becoming a bigger family. So please share this video and share my channel with your friends that are also into crafting and jewelry making. And also the materials that I use will be linked in the description. And then also I have a link of all my tools that I use that I've tried out and that I really like are also linked in the description. And if you have any questions or comments, I would really love to hear from you. I don't get very many comments, and I would really love to hear from some of you. So let me know what you're working on, or if you have any questions at all about any jewelry, or if you have any requests for future videos, please feel free to list those down in the comments, and I'll be happy to see what I can do about. If it's something I know how to do, I'll be happy to make a video on it. So I will look forward to making you new videos, and I will see you in a day or two. Bye.